Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Cinnamon sugar is up under here. That's the best I can give y'all, because if I lift this up, y'all gonna have a heart attack. y'all gonna be like, girl, what is going on? But anyway, thank you for tuning in to my channel. Y'all already know I got some foolishness that I gotta share with y'all. But before I get to the foolishness, I gotta tell y'all about the highlight of my day. So I'm gonna be brief about that part. Let me tell y'all. So I done got home from work. I had a good day at work, but an hour before I got off work, I started getting bombarded with messages from the person who came from out of the bushes on yesterday. But like I said, before I get to that, let me tell y'all what happened. So, all while I'm on my way home, I'm sending voice messages through Instagram to my friend. And I'm telling her all about what's being said, because I was just like, girl, like, I feel like if she were to see the messages, this one in particular, like, she don't play about me. If she were to see what was typed out, she would have went to this man's profile, DM'd him, cussed him out, and personally took a flight here, beat him down, and politely went back home as if nothing happened. Like, she don't play about me. So anyway, I was just like, okay. So she had already heard all these things. Like, today was one of the more random days in quite some time that as soon as I sent her a message, she has actually been available to like listen to them and or read whatever I'm sending her, giving her updates on stuff. So she already knew what popped off yesterday, which is what I already told y'all about. So I told her about what happened today. So I had already told her, and then I told my other friend, because I only tell like two specific friends about like certain things that are going on in my life, because I know they ain't gonna go around and especially if it's something like deep dark or whatever. Like, they are one of the very few people that know the exact condition of my mama and what's going on, because it's too much, and I don't trust that information with everybody. So anyway, I have already told her these things. I done finally made it home because I ran like a couple of errands before I made it home. Keep in mind, all the while it's raining outside and all of that, right? So all of a sudden my phone go off, because when I got home, what I always do when I get home, before I get out the car, normally I'll like turn my Wi-Fi on and turn my data off if my data's on or whatever. And I start sending video messages to my folks. Sometimes I do all of the voice messages and things that I'm going to send to my friends while I'm in the car before I get out and all that stuff too. But I had already pretty much done all of that minus talking to my folks for the day. So I was like, yeah, I literally was about to start sending the messages to my folks when I had a notification come through. It said something about Cash App. I was like, wait a minute. I did just go make some purchases. One of the cards that I have is the same exact color as my Cash App card. And so I was like, wait a minute, did I use that on accident? It went through. Like, but I know, like, I usually only put just enough on there to make whatever purchase that I'm, gonna pay for. So I was looking like, wait a minute, what is going on? My friend that sat up here and sent me money for me to travel home. I didn't ask this heifer for nothing. I didn't tell her, hey, please, if you have a couple of dollars to spare, send me this. Like, I try my best not to ever ask my friends for nothing like that. Even though you should be able to, kind of depend on your friends from time to time. Don't be no leech about it, you know what I'm saying? But I did not want to reach out to any of them to say, hey, I'm going home. Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, I was just gonna figure it out. Like, I already, I asked y'all if y'all had it to spare, if y'all could send a couple of dollars my way to my Cash App so that I could have a certain amount of money to make sure I get there and back without having to dip into my bill money. But if I didn't, I was just gonna dip into the bill money. The bills was just gonna be late. I need to lay eyes on my mama. Y'all do not understand the seriousness, severity, and all of that of this situation. I need to lay eyes on my mama. So no matter what, I'm gonna get there. I'm going to go home. So anyway, this heifer that sent me money. It really took me a minute to process, because it had her name up there. It says, this is for your Christmas trip, for you to go home and see your mama. I love you. And I was like, huh? Like, I really had to sit there and process it because I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, when I don't like asking, I really do not like asking for help, believe it or not. I really do not like asking for anything. Even if it's something that I am going to pay you back the following day, I don't like to ask nobody for nothing. That's why when me and my ex were homeless, I went without eating for over a month and ended up losing a significant amount of weight because I did not want to ask nobody for nothing. I felt crazy asking people for help. So anyway, this heifer that sent me money, and I'm just like when it finally like hit me, like I really was able to process it. I just started crying uncontrollably because I literally started gathering everything in my car, trying to get out the car before the rain like really kicked back up again. And so I'm just like, wait a minute. This heifer to send me money, y'all. I'm boo crying in the car, and I start sending her voice messages, and I said, "Why did you do this? Did nobody tell you to do this? Why did you do this? You just don't know how much I needed this." Like, I'm really boohoo crying. Like, y'all, I'm so embarrassed. I was looking so ugly. I already look ugly as it is. I was looking so super ugly. I was ugly crying and everything. And she messaged me like maybe 15, 20 minutes later. She was like, "You got me over here at work crying." And I was like, "Look, I still ain't got out the car. Like, it took me a while to even get out the car after that because I was about to get out the car. I had to gather myself. I'm kind of glad it actually started raining again." I was like, "Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that. After the day I'd already had, unprovoked, people have been trying me, and it's like, what is the purpose of this? So that was an amazing, uh, I guess you could say, rainbow that appeared in my life this morning. So now let me go into the foolishness, y'all. Go ahead and get your snacks ready. You already know. Y'all, I was about to get my snack. I got these little, I mean, they're terrible for you, but I like them. They're rice cakes. They are, these. I ended up getting the bootleg version of the white cheddar, and they are disgusting. And so I was saying to myself, definitely should have just gotten the real version because I like the real version. And these are like, they just seem salty and that's it. They don't even taste like white cheddar. But yeah, my stomach is growling for real, y'all. I am so sorry. My stomach is for real growling. I don't know how in the world. I have never gotten a bag of these in life. And like half the bag is like broken up. My bad, y'all. My stomach really is about to start growling. Okay, y'all. Excuse me. So let me tell y'all about the foolishness that done popped off. Oh, there it go. Wait a minute. So I'm minding my business. I done went on my last break. My last break is at the top of the hour, the last hour of the day. If I don't have to leave, if I don't have to stay over, I go to break an hour before it's time for me to get off. And then I have 30 minutes left once I come back. And I work for them last 30 minutes, then I'm gone. I'm minding my business. Now, keep in mind, all day on my other breaks, I have been, trying to complete my anime series that I have been watching. Lord have mercy, the most have popped off. Like, I saved the last episode for when I got home. Y'all, I cannot. They're going to have to stop. Like, I think they finally ended it. And then they're going to go to another family member. But it's too much. Like, my nerves. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, y'all, I digress. So anyway, I'm over here minding my business on my last break. This boy had messaged me again. Now keep in mind, prior to me getting to work, around midnight, he done sent me a message talking about some good night. And so I was saying to myself, I don't understand why you messaging me. I really don't understand why you messaging me. Because before all of that, this man started sending me messages talking about, I don't remember if I said this yesterday, but he was talking about, you were my piece. I really liked you. you were my only friend here. And I mean, he really was setting it off. But in the same breath, he started calling me out my name. I loved our connection. I'm not into playing games with you. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't lie to you. But he did. Child, I was just like, so many lies, so little time. You tried me. And so he's always fixated on thinking that other people are feeding me things to think about him. And every single time he says that, I'm like, no, I'm going off of your actions. I'm going off of what you have shown me. So I don't understand why you want to be fixated on this notion that everybody else is the cause of why our friendship is no longer in existence. It's because of you trying me on several levels that, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, sir, you really kept on trying me to the point of where I really sat up here and I was ignoring it. Knowing good and well I was wrong, and I definitely shouldn't have ignored none of that. But I did. Now keep in mind how he just said all this stuff. Oh, you were my piece, you were all of this, you were this and that. Child, this man came out of nowhere and started coming for me. Started trying to test my gangster. And I was just like, you know what? Let me go somewhere and sit down. Like, I mean, this is what happened. He gonna send me something. I started ignoring him yesterday, right? He started sending me stuff talking about nobody ever loved me. None of my exes ever loved me. I always loved them. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see what else he said so I can make sure I'm telling you exactly. They hurt me. My exes hurt me. Like, I'm talking about exclamation points all over the place. I've been dealing with a lot mentally. Oh my gosh, you just don't understand. I'm trying to reach peace. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I would never do these things to you. Kept on apologizing and all this other stuff. Then he keep trying to tell me, oh, well, you can keep on listening to these people instead of listening to the source, which is me. Whatever, whatever. And I just keep saying to myself, what? I don't understand this fixation. But then, out of nowhere, after I did not respond, I ain't say nothing else to him, he gonna say night. I'm looking like, why are you telling me good night? We're not friends. Like, we don't do that anymore. I don't understand why you're saying this to me. So since he said all these things and I never responded, I'm like, you gonna come back again? You know, it's supposed to be over with. Since you want to keep on coming to me saying stuff, I say, you know what? Okay. So I started responding to him and I said, yeah, you were the one who unfriended me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you gonna sit up here and say, oh, you were my piece, you were this, and you were that, but then I look up something literally every single time anything ever pops off that I need to be in the know of that I'm not aware of, something literally always tells me. I always have this random intuition that pops up out of nowhere that'll tell me, go look. Something really tells me, go look on Facebook. It'll tell me the specific place I need to look, and the first thing that pops up, if it's something that's going to pop up in my news feed, it's the very first thing that pop up, and I end up seeing and finding out everything I need to know. I don't know why it happens like that. It just is what it is. But when it came to that situation where he unfriended me, something told me specifically, go and look at his page. And I was like, okay. So I went to type in the first couple of letters of his name, and I'm like, okay. Type his whole name in, and it says add as friend. And I'm looking like, what you mean add as friend? We are friends. What are you talking about? So I'm realizing we're no longer friends because he has unfriended me. And I was like, oh, since he want to play that game, let me make sure that he has unsubscribed and is no longer following me on all forms of social media that we follow each other on. Oh no, you're not finna sit up here and be watching my every move on Instagram. I'm finna delete and block you on there too. And so I just went on ahead and took it a step further, and I blocked him on all forms of social media. I'm not finna have you pop up on nothing that I'm watching. You good. Stay over there with your foolishness. I thrive whenever I'm by myself, not dealing with nobody. I was thriving before I met you. I'm thriving after the fact. So I'm just like, what we not finna do is this, right? So, you know what I'm saying? He kept on talking about, oh, you gave up on the friendship. And I'm saying to myself, how did I give up on the friendship when you were the one who unfriended me, started acting funny towards me? Anytime you called me, you know what I'm saying? I left this part off, this was true. Every time you started calling me as it got closer to the end of the friendship, it was always, hey, can you take me this place? Hey, can you take me that place? It wasn't no, hey, how you doing? Wasn't even no buttering me up situation. It was just like blunt in my face. Hey, can you take me here? Hey, can you buy this for me? Hey, can you do that? And I was just like, So then, like I said, he go put something talking about I'm going by what people think of him, think that they know about him and all this other stuff. I said, no, I'm going off of your actions. Other people came to me after the fact and told me things about you, and they had receipts to back it up. So he gonna respond to that and laugh. So then he keep on talking about, well, I owe you $100. I'm gonna give you that. Um, and I was just like, you actually owe me more than $100. But like I said, don't even worry about that, because like I really had to go in on him, because he really, this is where he starts getting beyond disrespectful, right? Because I had been told him yesterday, don't even worry about it. But the fact that you want to sit up here and try to dismiss the fact that the situation even happened, I ain't just giving you no money for no reason. I gave you that money because you told me, hey, I really want this and I really want that, but I don't have the money for it right now, and it's going to be gone if I don't get it right now. I'm going to give you the money back by the end of this month because I have 2 jobs. So, yeah, and I mean, he was telling me dates at the absolute latest it was going to happen. This was a year ago. Do you think I got a $25 here, $25 there so that it could equal up to the amount of money that this man borrowed from me? No. Never even acknowledged it anymore after that. Like, and I mean, before I even gave him the money, I was like, I have a feeling you ain't gonna give me the money back. He was like, I'm not even like that. I wouldn't do that to you. I've never done that to anybody before. Well, apparently everybody loved having first when it come to me. But I'm pretty sure that was a lie anyway. So I digress. So yeah, this man over here talking about, oh, I'm gonna give you the $100 that I owe you. And I was like, so the new data came into effect today, and you talking about $100. I was like, you actually owe me more than that. But like I said, you don't have to give that back to me. I'm good. I'm gonna have more to come from where I'm gonna have more where that came from. Pretty much. It was just the fact that you knew that I am a single person taking care of myself. I have my bills that I'm paying. Nobody is handing me money to pay bills with. I'm fending for myself. I ain't got no backup. You over here living off of your parents. You living in a place where you ain't paying no bills at all. Like you ain't even attempting to go half on the rent. You ain't trying to go half on a light bill. You don't even pay your phone bill 99% of the time. And your phone bill is the least expensive thing that you do. That's the least expensive thing that you have is a phone bill, and you can't even pay that. But you got 2 jobs. I don't understand. But see, all his money is going to shoes that cost $200 and some dollars here, and food that's always $30 to $50 some dollars every time he get it that he don't need. And I'm just like, child, I don't have the time. But yeah, you gonna sit up here and try to play me talking about, oh, well, I give you your $100. No, you owe me more than $100. Then he gonna try me talk about, that's on you. Nobody told you to give me no food and to do all this other stuff. And I was saying to myself, I was trying to be a friend to you. If you're my friend and you call me and tell me you're hungry and you're sitting next to me and your stomach is literally growling and you haven't eaten for days, I've been working overtime. I'm trying to be understanding of what you have going on. What kind of a friend would I be if I sit there and let you starve? And I'm just the type of person that I mean, that's probably a problem that I have. As far as like, if I got the money, wherever you want to go, that's where I'm gonna take you. So like I said, every time he wanted to go somewhere, it was always over $30 some dollars that was being spent several times a week. So I'm spending over $100 and some dollars on top of the money that you owe me. Not to mention the gas that I'm using in order to come and get you and drive you all over the city, then bring you back or take you to wherever you going, and all this several times. Y'all, when I tell y'all, almost every single day, this man was calling, texting, and everything, asking me to come and get him. Gas was at an all-time high then. Gas was doing the absolute most. When I had my gas guzzler, even when I was putting regular unleaded up in there, it was a gas guzzler. And my gas was fine as long as I ain't have to have no dealings with him. I could go straight to work, come straight home, or go to work, go run my errands, and go home. But every time I got to dealing with him, gas gone like crazy because he want me to come out the house several times a week. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's my friend, whatever, whatever. You know, I do the most for my friends. So anyway, so like I said, he was sending me messages. He had sent messages talking about, oh, my exes never loved me. I always loved them, blah, 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 all this other stuff. So despite the fact that he is not accepting and taking blame for what he has done and how he has tried me, this is all one-sided. I really sat here, was a friend to him. I ain't trying to make it seem like I'm perfect, but I did absolutely nothing to deserve him just unfriending me and then eventually doing what he did to me today, y'all. So anyway, I was just like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to respond to what he said. And I said, same here. My exes didn't love me. My exes didn't do right by me. I went above and beyond for them. My most recent ex, I was with him for 10 years. I expected him to change. I was hoping he was going to change, and he didn't. So I wasted 10 years of my life. Okay. We all have issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, we've all been through heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? I've had real relationships. I was putting effort in. I was going above and beyond. They didn't work. It hurt me. Because it's like, I really love you. And look what you're doing to me. You hurting me. For what? When I would literally kill for you, I would kill myself. I would sacrifice myself for you. But none of my exes cared. But it is what it is. So tell me why he got up this morning choosing violence. So he was like, no, you gave up on me as a friend. And you just assuming everything. And I was like, yeah, I expected that response from you. Because like anytime I say anything to him, he always want to turn it around. He never, when I tell you, never accepts blame seriously for what he has done. Never. He never admits when he is wrong. And I'm just like, part of me really was trying to believe that, you know, after this time has passed by, since you reaching up and out of nowhere, when I didn't ask for you, like I didn't ask for you to roll up, you coming out of nowhere, reaching out. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he's decided to do some self-reflecting and change. No, same foolishness, probably even worse. But anyway, so, you know what I'm saying? I told him straight up, I expected that response from you, anything but taking responsibility for what you've done. So, when I said something earlier about him, about me not having any, you know, I guess you could say influence from what other people were saying about him. And I told him, no, I'm going off your actions. And there were people who approached me after the fact and gave me receipts on you because of the interactions that they've had with you and they lined up. He gonna say impossible. How you gonna tell me impossible? I saw the receipts with my own two eyes. These people were telling me things that you told me out your own mouth. And again, like I said, I saw receipts. Like this person is like me. They keep receipts. Like after, like one time, I got tried by this girl one time when I moved here. She tried to test my gangster, and then I got so mad I deleted all the proof. But people believed me, but at the same time, I was just like, no. Ever since then, I said I'm gonna always have proof that these situations popped off, because you're not gonna make it seem like I'm this terrible person when I'm not. Like, do not try to assassinate my character like that. Like, that's what we're not finna do. Like, I have no reason to have ill feelings towards you or whatever it is that they're trying to portray. Like, you're not going to set me up to be this person that I'm not. So anyway, y'all, ever since then, I'm going to have some receipts. So anyway, I just kept telling him, like, I don't assume anything. I pay close attention. Like, your actions are proving everything. So he was like, look, listen, I'm going to give you your little 100. I owe you. As far as food, I never told you to get that. You did that, so don't blame me. Like I said, trash. Like I said, I didn't tell you. And I told him yesterday, I said, I didn't tell you that you had to pay me that food money back. I told you specifically that I was dipping into money that I was saving for something that I was in desperate need of, but I did not tell him what that was. I'm saving money for something that I actually need. I actually have bills I have to pay. I'm still keeping up with my bills. I'm still doing the stuff I need to do, but I still have something major I need to do. And I'm telling y'all, I went back and forth with this dude. I said, something telling me I don't need to give you this money. Something telling me you're not going to pay me back. I'm not like that. I wouldn't do that. I've never done anybody like that. But look at us now. That's what I thought. So anyway, like I said, I told him you owe me more, but I'm good on that. I'll get more where that came from. So then All he could do is try to focus on one little word. Child, when he said what he said about his exes and stuff not being there for him and them not loving them and all that stuff, I basically said the same thing to him. I'm like, I went through the same thing. Every time he brings up something and I say, okay, I've been through that too. In his mind, that's me comparing my exes to him. And I'm like, that's not what's happening. You brought this situation up. So how am I comparing anything, sir? He's so slow. I can't. So then he gonna talk about my mind is messed up and all this other stuff. Now I see why you always stuck in the past. I don't care if you can block me. You need to just block me. I don't care. I'ma still be a friend regardless. And so I'm laughing like, you ain't never been a friend. You've been a user. You've been a leech this entire time, sir. He is one of those people where he'll sit up there and his whole life is, woe is me. He don't never want to get up, get out, and get something. He don't never want to do that. It's always, woe is me, child. I just cannot. So then I had to reiterate yet again, I'm not comparing you to my exes. You brought up all these things that you've been through with your exes. So I told you the same thing happened to me. Like, what do you talk? Like, I just can't. So anyway, he was like, you keep writing the same sugar honey iced tea. And then he kept calling me a nigga. In all of my 38 and a half years of living, right hand to God, nobody has ever called me a nigga. I was like, oh, you must be talking to somebody else because ain't no nigga over here. Y'all, I was just like, who is he talking to? And like he really kept going back and forth before I even got to saying, oh, you're not talking to me. He said, and you keep writing the same S-H-I-T, nigga. I said, I owe you 100, nigga. I said, yes, please continue to prove me right by trying to analyze me. I swear these men, they really will sit up there and try to tell me how I feel, try to tell me I'm mad and all these other things. And they are the ones who come out of nowhere trying to test my gangster. And then when they don't get the response that they want to get from me, then all of a sudden I'm the problem. I'm not about to bow to you. You're not about to make me your rug to just walk on and wipe your feet on. Like, what is we talking about? But anyway, that's why you're mad. That's what's happening here. Y'all be the ones that's mad because I'm not bending to what you want me to bend to. So anyway, I was like I said, I was like, you must be talking to yourself because ain't no nigga over here. And so, yeah, then he was like, nah, you being a simple nigga who can't communicate. Y'all, the numerous times this man tried to call me stupid. He called me a simple nigga over and over again. He kept calling me a clown. I'm just like, first he called me clown. And she was like, you're acting real clownish right now. And I was like, says the actual clown. Like, what are you talking about? Like, child, y'all, if y'all knew him, y'all be like, yeah. Because my friends kept telling me, girl, you need to just cut him off. Like, and I'm just the type of person, I'm like, no. And I'm trying to help you to build yourself up. But you don't want to be built up. I'm over here trying to encourage you. You just want to stay. He's one of those people, I had to realize, he's one of those people, he wants to stay in a broken space. He wants to live in brokenness. He wants to always say, woe is me. That's what he want to do. But I'm always that type of person that always want to help somebody. I don't want to see nobody down and out. That's my flaw. That's my issue. So anyway, he gonna tell me because of everything that happened to happened with my exes, my head is effed up. He gonna tell me I'm trash, simple-minded, and in my own thoughts, and I listen to everybody else but the source. He gonna tell me to kick rocks, telling me that he apologized and calling me mean. I'm not a mean person at all. I can't see nothing because I'm so blind. Kept telling me to kick rocks. I said I'm sorry. And keep on talking about how my exes messed my head up. Because you talk to everybody besides me, but keep saying the same stuff. I was like, yeah, and that apology was lies as usual. You definitely proved my point over and over again. You ended up actually being just like all the other trash dudes. Child, I said, I feel sorry for the children you've created. Why I said that? Why did I go and say that? He gonna sit up here, like, by the time he realized that I said that, he done went off. So he gonna say, but whatever, you win like always. Whatever you have to say is always gonna be lies to you because that's your mind. Ha ha ha, keep talking that sugar honey iced tea about my children. And then he's gonna capitalize clown. So I'm starting to laugh because I'm just like, you literally are the clown in this situation. You are the clown. You're referring to yourself, obviously. So then all of his words from then on out were capitalized because he was upset. You pissing me off. Why did I even write you? Yes, why did you write me? Why did you reach out to me? Why? Why did you reach back out to me? Why did you create a whole nother page to reach out to me? Because I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that I blocked you once I realized that you unfriended me for literally no reason. Because it's like, oh, so since you don't want to be friends, I'm going to make sure you can't spin the block. So yeah, stop blaming me for what my exes did. If I lied, what did I lie about? And so, like I said, I started laughing. I said, LOL, you're hilarious. And I put like a laughing emoji, right? You literally only see one side. You definitely can't talk to me in person. I don't want to talk to you in person. That's why when you said something to me yesterday about, hey, if you go out, maybe we can link up. No, there's nothing that's definitely, I said, I'm going to go out, but we definitely won't be linking up to say, hey, bye, hug, none of that. I'm done with that. Your energy is draining. I don't have time for it. It's something about your energy is weird, and I didn't know what it was, but now that I do, I'm not going to attach myself to. I'm not going to allow you to leech off of me. So then he was like, he was talking about he hates this city, and I'm saying to myself, okay, so LOL, move back home then. So he gonna say, nigga, you move back home. TF, nah, you like it here. This your home. And I was like, LOL, you are definitely talking to yourself. So then here he go. You act just like the rest. Grow up, you lowercase g. Because I already told you, I always joke and say I'm a gangster and all this other stuff. And, you know, there's always this running thing where I say that I'm a gangster or whatever. And so he used to always be like, no, you're a lowercase g, and all this other stuff. So that's why he was calling me a lowercase g. Keep in mind, everything is still in all capital letters. Because you acting real clownish. And I was like, nah, you are exactly like where you are from, the DMV. Only one of us is from there. You know, obviously not me, but okay. So he was like, I'm not none of your dumb exes. I'm not even from the DMV, shaking my head. I was like, you actually are. I said, you are an actual clown, though. He was like, yeah, you need help. Nah, chick, that's you. I know how to talk. Y'all, he really don't. He don't know how to type. He don't know how to talk. I try to meet people where they are. So it just is what it is. But it's like, well, when you try to bring up something that's a lie, I'm going to call you out on it, but you're not smart. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, Hartford County. That's not the effing DMV. I said, it's funny that you are so mad when you are the issue and have always been the issue. He gonna tell me to learn my sugar honey iced tea. I said, that's the DMV. And so he was like, I'm not the issue, you are. I was like, woo, child, the fact that you are from the DMV and don't know it is hilarious. It is sad all at the same time. Tell me why. He gonna go find an article on Google that says that basically, and it's something that I knew about, but since I was in elementary school up until I graduated, we learned that the DMV was DC, Maryland, Virginia. But as the years progressed, there were people who were in certain places in Maryland and other places or whatever that they claimed that, oh, well, they're just off by themselves. And some people just claim that the DMV is strictly only certain parts of DC and all this other stuff. No, I grew up, learned that the DMV stood for Washington, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I am not from any of these places. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And I used to say DMV all the time. It never triggered him until now. So I'm like, oh, so now you're conveniently not from the DMV. Go off, though. So anyway, and then he go put, I hate clowns, grow up, LOL. And I was like, yeah, it's sad that you hate yourself, LOL. So the last thing he was able to get off before I could block him was, by lowercase g, you blind to the fact that you think everybody's like your ex. Like, I don't understand what the fixation is with everybody thinking that my ex has something to do with my clear observation of them as a person. I'm looking at you being trash. So I'm referring to your actions. I'm calling you out on your actions. You are a trash excuse for a father. You are. Like, I really had conversations with this man. I told him, you know, you need to spend time with your son. His son is a teenager now. He's like mid-teens now. He barely sees him. He's back in Maryland. The mama raises him by herself. You know what I'm saying? He does not pay child support, and you don't see your child. What are you doing? Outside of every now and again when your son posts something on social media, you grab it, you screen grab it, and then you share it, be like, yeah, that's my son. Ha! That's not being a father, but go off though. Then with the child that lives here, the baby about to be a year old either this month or next month. He don't spend time with that child. All he do is make TikToks dancing, doing nothing, and the dancing is trash. Like, I really can't. Like, since it was something that he deemed to be something that helped with his mental health, I was like, whatever makes him happy, do what you do. Whatever gonna keep you off the edge, that's cool. But I ain't never been here for his dancing. Because when I first had my first encounter with him and he told me that he danced, I was like, oh, I got excited. And I was like, okay, what kind of dances do you do? And he told me, like, I can pretty much do everything. I was like, oh, so do you know how to juke? He was like, no, what's that? And I was like, and I think I sent him a video of some juking or whatever. And I gave him like a classic example that a lot of people probably don't know is juking, but it is, and gangster walking and whatever. He was like, oh no, I don't know how to do that. And so he was telling me what he do. And I'm just like, child, I'm not here for the crap. It ain't never been nothing that moved me. But this is what tripped me out, y'all. I kept trying to block him the whole time I was on my break. And it wouldn't allow me to block him. So I'm like, I'm hitting block. The block ain't working. I done muted the conversation. The conversation wouldn't mute. All of the messages are like flooding through. And I'm just like, what in the world? I'm confused. So then that's when I had to realize some kind of way he created a whole nother profile on Facebook. And then the message came over to Instagram and all of that. And child, I had to try like 5 to 7 different things to finally get it to block. That's why it went on for so long. Because I'm just like, you're not going to keep coming at me sideways. Like, and I didn't even go there all the way like I wanted to. Because if he didn't know where I live and or what my car looked like, I would have went all the way in on him. And I was like, let me just spare him and make sure that I go in just enough so that he will know what he needs to know. Even though I've already said a lot of this stuff to him before. And it's like, it is what it is. Like, you are a trash excuse for a father. There's just a better way of saying that to you. Like, you need to get your stuff together. You know, you need to spend more time with your kids, whatever. Like, you don't spend time with your kids. You don't. They need a present father. You don't give any money towards your kids. You sit up there and spend more money on shoes and things that you don't need and don't contribute to no bills and none of the houses that you have children at. You don't do nothing. They out here killing themselves to take care of your kids and you don't do nothing to contribute. You don't even spend time. You don't spend time. You don't take them so that when they at work actually working consistently, they ain't got to pay for a babysitter. So they got to come out of their pockets, pay for babysitters, pay for the clothes that they growing out of quickly. I'm talking about the roof over the head, all of that. But you can't even keep your phone on and you are bordering on 40. You ain't got no car. And that's the thing. Like, when I first met him, I said to myself, okay, where he's from, he's used to not having a vehicle and, you know, walking and catching a bus and stuff like that. That's normal to him. But where we live, you kind of need to have a car because a lot of stuff be going on and you don't want to be out here. Like now, when it's cold as it is outside and as cold as it's getting, you don't want to be outside like that. When it's hot. You gonna pass out. Like, it's bad. So this ain't the type of place to just be without a car. It's really hilly. Like, it's too many different factors. The bare minimum, you should at least have your phone on. You ain't even got that on. Like, I'm just like, sir, I can't do this. Like, you woke up choosing violence. I was minding my business yesterday. I woke up from a nap. I was having a good day. Had no issues, no drama. And he literally would come out of nowhere and start drama. I don't do drama. I do not come at nobody trying to argue. I don't do none of that. And so that's why I just started laughing, because I'm not finna go back and forth with you. But since you're here and you're disturbing my peace, or at least attempting to do that, I'm gonna bring up some facts and then go on about my business and continue laughing. But anyway, y'all, I had to tell y'all about this foolishness. I'm about to go to sleep soon. I hope y'all having a better day. Bye.